I'm welcome to the vault. It's just I ain't got no notes on quarter moon. I got like little observations though, and this me looking at it now, right? So quarter moons usually bring crises or issues. Quarter moons involve a square aspect between sun and the moon. Moon is like half illuminated, right? So it's some stuff that was revealed, and you kind of gotta adjust to those things, or you just ain't got all the information yet and you gotta do a little bit more to gain that, right? So squares create friction, tension, disharmony, and they need movement and momentum in order to correct them and balance that out. So this quarter moon is between the signs is moon in Aquarius, sun in Scorpio. So intense drastic changes interact stressfully with detachment. Restlessness is Vata. Restlessness, information, all of that, right? Scorpio is the field of transformation. Aquarius is the field of innovation, technology, or whatever. Right. The star, a new moon star, was Honorata, a star about love, tenderness, and devotion. And then this quarter moon star in Aquarius is a brutal star, cruel star associated with transformations, but spiritual awakening. So it's the power of fire. Agonizing, painful, tumultuous events cause a deep transformation in one's entire being. Purvabhadrapada, because associated with spiritual evolution, right? It's the power to raise the individual spirituality and the spirituality level globally. You dig what I'm saying? So this the chart, you dig what I'm saying? Sun in Ophiuchus, but it's in a star called Jayesta. The star is Jayesta. Why is it not zoning? So serpent bird, he wrestling with serpent. He wrestling with demonic tendencies, wrestling with all snake-like things. He wrestling with wisdom, trying to really get a grasp and hold on deep, elusive, secretive wisdom, getting a grasp on addictions, habits. You dig what I'm saying? The animal nature. Jayesta's archetype is Indra. Indra, being that he was kind of lusty and very desirous of enjoyment, he ended up disregarding his guru. He disregarded wisdom. He disregarded good guidance and counsel. And he was cursed. You feel me? Being oppressed, being pressed for pussy. I think he also slept with a sage's wife being pressed. You don't sleep with a sage's wife. You feel me? So it's like you trying to defame and you're not upholding wisdom. You dig what I'm saying? Not paying respect to those who help guide us towards wisdom. So the sage had covered him in 1,000 vaginas and 1,000 yonis. He do penance, they turn into 1,000 eyeballs. And Indra is he deal with jealousy, like a lot of y'all gods deal with jealousy. So his eyeballs is just he do surveillance now. He always watching what everybody do. What that sound like, right? So surveillance, and then so the moon is in Purvabhadrapada. Sometimes seen as a kinky star or freaky star. They got some things with them, right? What can I say? Aquarius is ruled by Rahu and Saturn. Saturn is about kind of like keeping track of things, putting things in perspective, and getting things in order. And then Rahu is getting things disordered. You feel me? But you seeing through the confusion. Rahu is technology, innovation, disinterest, but also surveillance too. It deals with, cameras. Varuna is associated with Aquarius, and then the new moon star Anurata is associated with Mitra. So that's love and lust. When love turns to lust, or when lust turns to love, they not same without one another. So it's like y'all constantly going through it here and there. Moon with Saturn show delays, frustrations, karmas. You dig what I'm saying? Moon is opposite anything. You know, yeah, nah. So, I ain't gonna cap. That's pretty much it. So look, so we talking about love turns to lust, and then the star that the sun is in. Right? Let me get my timing. And the star that the sun is in a star Jayesta. We see Indra's covered in 1,000. He was covered in 1,000 yonis or pussies, because he was being just like pressed for enjoyment and and sensual gratification and stuff like that. He turned his back on wisdom and those who give wisdom. You know what I'm saying? And grace, those who give grace also. So he turned his back on them due to being like horny and lustful, stuff like that. And then those yonis get turned into eyeballs. So now he's always surveilling things and what is everybody doing? What's everybody doing? You dig what I'm saying? And then Purvabhadrapada is kind of like Purvabhadrapada is associated with all secretive things of an intense, transformative nature. So this kind of intense, transformative time. But what happens, the karma from being lusty or being pressed, that shit come back and it hit you and it hurt you and it change you. Ooh, Saturn governs over grief. Grief changes a person. Saturn really is the planet of transformation, right? So that grief, you know what I'm saying? Maybe you was being pressed, ended up in some. Maybe you are injured with the eyeballs and you was being nosy and you discovered something and that shit broke your heart. Oh my gosh. And that's what it sounded like. You feel me? Like, what is it? The Star Report, he did a show on do you have to have parameters in a relationship? You feel me? And they start talking about this and that. I said, oh, that sounded like that other shit earlier today. Then I seen something else motherfuckers talking about, like, I said, oh, okay, the secrets, the scandals, the deceit, all of that's being revealed right now. Motherfuckers feeling like they may have gotten played crazy. And now it's like, ooh, how we, you gotta adjust. Quarter moon, you gotta adjust. Don't get mad at nobody. Don't blame anybody. Saturn don't fuck with the blame game. Moon with Saturn. Saturn ain't with that blame game thing, right? Yeah, so it sounded to me, it was like, it was instant. They was banging on the door. Like, what the fuck going on? Hold on. You feel me? I'm coming out the shower. I'm looking like this nigga. You feel me? I'm looking like the sign of Aquarius coming out the shower, and then it's do 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 do. Then what the fuck? And then I start hearing people talking, and it's like they talking about little romantic shit, like, oh, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? Like, and da 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 da. You doing what? You was fucking them, or I'm like, oh shit. Well, at least they still got the passion in there. You feel? They haven't fall victim to the disinterest, maybe, but maybe it's coming now. So that's going on in that. I'm like, why they come to the door though? Like, just why this one? Why mine's where I'm at? do I know y'all? Do I know them? I'm like, you try to get me into something? You try to pull me into something? Ain't got nothing to do with that. You feel me? I'm really a brick wall outside of my little bubbles. Like interacting with people, I really be a brick wall, gray rock, right? But see, I don't know. I was just shit just was on my mind. I was like, yo, you must have went through her phone on some Indra shit, trying to see like, oh man, Indra is king of heaven. He worried about somebody like taking him out of his spot. So yeah, you went through a phone. You started doing surveillance. What you doing and looking at things and all those things you was looking for was gonna bring you to a point where you was gonna like power, spiritual fire was gonna burn you up inside and stuff like that, and you would have no choice but to make a change somewhere. Once you discover that, you be like, "Oh my gosh, how could you?" But it's like, how could they not? Like, tell me how they couldn't. What was really stopping that thing? You feel me? Uh, what can I say? Even myself, right? So I had to make a drastic change in a way in my thought patterns and stuff, in the way that I communicate, in a way that's associated with my third house, this new moon. It's like third from ascendant, so the way I communicate and stuff. And I was like, am I projecting how? But then I, go through the experience like, nah, I work with such and such, and they are that, and I don't feel no, oh, get the fuck away from me type shit. That's a crazy projection. It would say a lot about a motherfucker. I say I just talk like that, or I might be using that word or whatever to describe that situation. But that might be a boundary that was given. So you gotta change that. So I was like, oh, what's the word? And the word is just vain. It kind of encompasses a lot of what I be saying without sounding derogatory or whatever. So it's just like, oh, it's kind of vain. You know what I'm saying? It's just that I've been looking, I know it was a lot easy. I'm like, oh yeah, because I ain't realized the language I'm using is kind of like not profitable. You feel me? So, yeah. And then this last part is just from Jasmine Boylan's. She got like a part with, why is that on? I could turn that off. But she got a part where she talk about the waning waxing quarter moon. So this is a waxing quarter moon in Aquarius. It's a good time to see if you can let go and move away from issues that have to do with sex, money, or both. You dig what I'm saying? And that was the case. That was the argument with the commotion by the door. What the fuck? But I was like, and you listen, you be like, all right, let me mind my business. They ain't after me. They just having issues to do with sex, money, or both. And it's a good time for them to see if they can let go and move on. You know what I'm saying? Now, the ascendant during this time is Capricorn, Aquarius-ish. You know what I'm saying? So, wax and quarter moon in the, we're going to say first house. And that's just dealing with an obstacle, feeling like somebody standing in your way. Feel me? Yeah, you just taking note of that. So that's at 10:30. That point or that part hasn't started just yet, but it will. Later today. Could be an issue. Be blessed though, my nigga. You know, so you gotta stay prayed up, and you gotta be careful about who you pray to. Sometimes you wanna go to the fountainhead, everybody get their due portion, but yeah, everything might be subject to